Hello and welcome, and it is the 2nd of July 2018 and a crypto trading update. And it's not going to start off like a normal one. And I did put a sell order for Litecoin today, but we'll get into that in a little bit. I also put a sell order in for silver. That was that of 1 3/4 ounce 2017 Wolf Moon silver coin, currently going for $19.66 Canadian. Save $2 per coin. That's why I subtracted 2 from it. If I've noticed there's some great deals on silvergoldbull.ca. If I'm tempted, I am so tempted right now to buy physical silver. I really am. There's $1 off of silver maples. It's decent prices there, especially if you buy the 25 number or more. I didn't put the discounts below. I probably should have, but anyway, I offered a vendor or in trade, something you can't do within any type of corporation, franchise, almost any brick or mortar store, maybe some. And well, I was fortunate enough to be able to do such where I could offer 1 3/4 ounce coin, 1 ounce random American Eagle, and a 1 ounce 2018 American Kangaroo silver coin. No, it wasn't. It was 2017. That's just what they have. But the year was 2017. And I can't remember offhand what the year was. It's truly a random year. We're probably guessing it would be a 2009 American Eagle. I've had it for a while. No, I don't. And it's one that it's just one that's in loose storage, where other ones that are stored in in the safes, I just didn't go through them. And I have a bunch of those in loose storage as well. They're good for fractional amounts. So this is what was used to bring it up to the value of what the bill would be. And thus I had a piece of paper with instructions on really Coinbase and such, and basically how I would send 0.7 Litecoin, value of about 80 Canadian dollars. And within that piece of paper were wrapped those 3 coins, and there was also 4 paper rectangles, 3 greens and a blue, or $65. And I had 4 choices. You could, like normal, with just like every trade, take the fiat. I've heard we talked once before about crypto, or a couple of times before about cryptocurrencies, but once about getting in and just how I knew she was serious about speculating, but you could tell on the fence still. And I've actually traded back a long time ago, probably 7-8 years ago. I actually sold a bit of silver in this way before, so it's been done within silver. So I was relatively confident that at least one of, if all, not all of the silver coins were going to go. But I also offered that she could take the Litecoin as well, buy the silver, but it would cost 70, because that was the going rate. I was basically just giving an extra 5 on top, just because it's actually fun to trade in this mechanism, especially because I've been able to accumulate a little bit more. I was really reluctant pre-crypto trading to really sell much silver at all. And little still speculative, but no way she was taking the fiat. It was not even close. And this person, I know personally in the sense that it's a homestead, organic, want to be off the grid 100% as much as possible. So no surprise in taking the physical silver there. Therefore, my sell order for Litecoin got canceled. My sell order for fiat currency got canceled, and my sell order for physical silver got executed. And I walked away with a piece of paper that basically stated how to set up an account on Coinbase, the choice of Bitcoin or Litecoin. I basically stated with Litecoin, this is something like you hold on to it, this could easily be worth like multiple hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and all this type of stuff, and how it can be just different ways you can trade it and buy silver with it, of course, as well. But yeah, there's still going to be a lot of speculative people, and I am not surprised within it. How many people in cryptocurrency are being scared off? A few, but only so many. There's going to be, I don't know what noun to use, diehards, in the sense, and this time frame doesn't work. If the price action comes down to key fib, that's going to scare another base people out, but there's going to be people that are never going to get out. And maybe those who get out at 1,000, they need more fear or more wear on the market if the situation comes into play. For I have a great business idea, but it's a business idea that would purely be based on cryptocurrency as its revenue, 100%. I think I could even make my own coin and use it as a thing to power the website. I would rather not. It's so much easier and better on a business level to use a Bitcoin most likely as the such, but do so when the markets are in this nice run, not in an early bull market stage, but in a medium late one, so that not only would it be cheaper to start one up, but it would also bring more people in the early stages. And given the strategy that I'm doing, that is, well, part of the strategy on a mathematical level. It's so amazing. But I'll talk more about that later on. I'm going to talk later on about strategy. I mean, new age type of media as far as WWE, and how today someone with under 10 figures, I think, has a decent chance of really seriously competing with Mr. Vince McMahon. I'm going to put that out in the late first week of July, early second week. I'm deciding how I want to organize it first. Okay, so interesting times. Within the Bitcoin charts, there's a large part of me today, and even for the last couple of days really, that I want to see this thing not go to 3, for it to hold this level and just have a big move. What I don't want to see, and if it happens, it happens, is for this to go in a non-volatile, choppy range. Although I'll take, just in the sense that if it goes a bit higher, then I can stop the halt on buying physical silver. For the way I have been playing this, and I don't even need to put the silver chart up, although it's a little reflective only. I mean, if it gets in a volatile stage, right on, but it's not. And all the way up, where did I first bought right in here. That's when I first, right near that top. I bought a little bit, not much at all though, for 2 reasons. The ratio for silver to Bitcoin was high enough as it was then, or bad enough, however you want to look at it. Low enough, I don't know which number you're using, the base or whatever. It was not as profitable at that level. And my Bitcoin portfolio wasn't as good. Then portfolio goes up, the price of Bitcoin goes up, which means the price of silver goes down, priced in cryptos. So each time there's a leg higher, it's been buy at different times. And then just in different areas when it looked like, man, are we really going to hit 3,000? Yeah, let's just buy. I was even thinking just even before when Litecoin was at like 200. Man, I might as well buy a bit. I mean, I feel bad. It just feels I'm just going to buy and it's going to go up, but it's the right play to do. And sure enough, obviously long term, it is doing so. But by having all those buys in place, it makes it so that I've accumulated a decent amount that I wouldn't mind seeing price action move up to this area here. And then at that stage, the value or ratio would be good. And silver market is, again, only very smallly reflected, as well as the, not really, Canadian dollar, American dollar exchange. It used to be, I guess, when I bought fiat. But that's what I'm looking for. But if it goes down like this, there's going to be no buying on the way down. But if a situation like this happens, and it gets up to, say, 57 even, I would expect that the action of the buying that I would have here, not only from exiting my hedge positions of, we'll call it fake US dollars, and whether you want to call US dollars whatever noun you want to give it, what's up to you. We're talking about the real Federal Reserve stuff. But that should give me good portfolio gains where I'd be like, oh my goodness, at 56, my portfolio is much better than it was, say, back here at 76. So I'd be like, yeah, let's buy whatever amount. And then if it goes up again to this level, oh, let's buy again. And that's pretty much what the strategy is going to be. And going forward, I just got to do a better job of hedging with the fiat moving higher than I did back in 2017, 18. And I'm really over and over. I look back at my plays. If I nail it, like I've been, like my XBY calls type thing, I'm like, okay, whatever. The only time I'm going to reference it is if I need to look back and analyze that chart for these purposes, or if that information is ever important in any future situations. That's the only reason why that's important. And in situations, like I say, goes to 3,000, it's going to be like, yeah, whatever. I mean, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. I'm just going to move on. I'll mention now and again, yeah, I was right. And then if it doesn't, I'll mention that it wasn't because, well, either it bottomed here most likely or the failed breakdown fast move higher. Either or. But the way that I look at it, as far as today's concerned, and it's not too often that an advertisement is ever going to affect me, especially so quick. For the first time, about let's say about 23 hours ago, I seen an advertisement for poutine, which I guess this is a Canadian food. It's French fries, gravy, and cheese. And it was available at a Canadian, very common Canadian, what used to be just a donut and coffee shop. They've evolved so much further into that of that's what they are selling. And for me, French fries are something that I grew up liking as a kid. But over the last couple of decades or more, it's hard to find a good French fry. In that, if I just take the ones you buy at a grocery store, stick them in the oven, they're gross. McDonald's and all those other kinds, to me, they're just fake. They taste good, but are they? I mean, how much potato is there really? I've only ate McDonald's a handful of times since like 1990 something. And the few times that I have, yeah, I'll eat their fries, but it's been, what, 4 or 5 times since like 1990 something. And then you have peeling potatoes, and I guess a lot of times they're deep fried, but I mean, I don't make them myself. I go to a few chip trucks here and there, and a lot of them are not so good or average at best. And the one that I like in my area is either average or pretty okay. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And it was more of like a potato wedge, and it was actually one of the best that I've had, which is interesting. Although I don't like the cheese. I actually like gravy and fries just as it is. So I got to find out if that's what they actually serve. But it means that there is only 2 places that I can think of where I will need paper rectangles. One being, well, Tim Hortons, which I never really go to, but through the drive-thru, it's really easier just to use cash than debit. That's the only thing I look at is that way. And then the chip truck. I mean, he doesn't accept that stuff. It's just a regular. Everyone else these days, and any regular brick and mortar, even where I get my hair cut, at least accepts the Interac or debit card. Now, with that being said, I'd rather have physical cash than that of digital. But we are moving in an electronic day and age. And when I still look at money and long-term for realistic standards, not like 60, 80, 100 years, and definitely not 3, 4, 5 years either. I think 20, 25 years is a very good time when you're thinking about long-term investing. And only silver, to me, is the only thing I can safely say is worth having confidently, knowing that cryptocurrencies, short-term, have much higher upside potential. High risk, extreme reward. Silver, not as much risk, definitely no short-term probability for gains, more so for just doing nothing or loss or down, if anything. And if short-term gains, just minor ones at that, thus neutral. So the probability for silver to have big gains, not so good. Long-term, 10, 15, 20 years, scientific properties, it is what it is. It's like having salt. You have something that can stand the test of time. And everything's, all these other items, like you could think of like salt and anything of very long-term life, it's a lot more fragile than silver is. Oh, I got all of this toilet paper and all this stuff. I got like thousands of rolls. Oops, it got wet. Yeah. Oh, your silver got wet. Oh, okay. No big deal. You might lose some numismatic value, but you'll always have the silver. And fiat currencies. I've seen history on how when they go down, they basically go down. And there's only been about a good 10 plus years, just barely over 10 years of decent knowledge that's been public and easy to access, and how fiat currency's been created. For finding this information in 2004 would have been very hard. And just to even have that idea upon you would have been very difficult to just randomly come across as compared to today. And maybe blockchain works out into the 2020s and 2030s, but none of the coins we know today, but certainly not the ones like Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, end up making it. Maybe it will, though. So, for me, you have a little bit of everything, it works out. And I've talked about videos like this every so often. I'm going to continue to do so. I did call this a crypto trading video, but it kind of was, because I offered a trade of around 3/5, I think it was. I wrote it down. Yeah, 3/5. And of course, there's always all these. The other payments are the electronic ones that are are either internet banking / automated. It'll be we're moving majorly into the automated sector. So cryptocurrencies have so many reasons to support the fact that it's going to work out very, very well. I really love its probability odds. If I didn't, I would have said such. I would have said, if I was serious about unloading Bitcoin at any time and I thought it truly was going down, I probably would have been like, okay, guys, what did I say back then? I said that this thing is it's due to have a good push. But if this is going to nothing, it's probably going to have a big move before it does so. Well, here's that big move. Yeah, here's what I'm doing. The big moves can happen, but I'm getting rid of like 3/4, 4/5 of what I have of my cryptos. I am going big into fiat and that of precious metals. And I'm only going to leave, I don't know, 20%. I'm going out big. And I would have done so probably somewhere from November 18th to anywhere around this, the technical saying it's going down. But I would have got out anywhere between 8,700 and anywhere north of that. Maybe I would have caught the top, who knows. But I would have gotten out then and said that. But I'm very confident this is going to do very well. And one of the psychological things that I think of that makes me feel, how could this end up reacting? Or how could the next 3-4 years, or even year, depending on how fast this happens, go? When I look back in here, the early days, when it was very easy to start from 500 to 1,000 when you had early gains and you just kept buying $50 here, $80 here. And then to gain so much. Profit take, again, got more silver. One of the things I think of is I got in during an amazing bullish time as the markets were about to go higher, right in here. Perfect time. I mean, yes, there was other good start times as well. But to get in before this happens, and then this was a profitable correction, long term. Boom, same again. All of these were. I mean, the gains were just magnificent. So I'm thinking to myself, if price action comes down here with the level that my portfolio would be reduced to, because my Bitcoin dollars would be worth less, and I'd have less Bitcoin value as, oh yeah, this altcoin, that altcoin. This one went down 3/4. This one went down 80%, 70% when Bitcoin only went down 50. So I had this one coin, say, worth 0.05 Bitcoin. Now it's worth, I had to buy more to keep it at 0.05, or it would be worth 0.03 or something like that. So I would be down more. And I've already calculated how much I think I'd probably lose on that. Risk reward management's always job number one. And I've figured out, okay, my net CAD value will be. But the whole idea is getting here. Basically, it would work out to, let me just go X, Y. And I guess X would be 1,000. Y would be how many times greater my portfolio would be from back here. And that's a large number. And I'm thinking, if I could basically turn, I know I like to say high three figures because I never, it was never under 1,000. If I could do that and turn it into, with these market conditions, that type of gain. If I get these market conditions again, and after a good correction, that would not surprise me, then how well is the position going to be? And I'm thinking, wow. Because I was even thinking back then, and I regret this so many times amongst this bull market, I'm thinking, I knew when I was buying in, oh, buy $50 here. Why don't I buy like a bit more? I could have easily afforded an additional 5, 6, 7, 800. Easy. And I even could have talked to so many people and said, hey man, you got an extra couple grand. I got this strategy, man. I got this deal. And of course, if I would have done that, that would have made myself and whoever invested in me decently. Would have worked out really well. I thought about that. I didn't do it. I even thought about selling silver. I didn't do it. However, who cares? I did well enough. And I realize if I get to this point, I'm still higher than where I would have been had I done all that type of stuff. So that gets me pretty excited. And even if this isn't the case, and we just go up from here, obviously increasing from where I stand now is only going to be magnificent. However, I think I mean the market's going to do what it's going to do. Long term, I think I'll do better off if I go to 3,000, if the market goes to 3,000. And I really don't have that large of a bet against, I mean, it's a really, really small position overall. What I'm betting against the, like in tethers and those types of things. And my strategy is as it keeps going higher, if the market, just every so often, I'm going to sell cryptocurrencies for such. And I've already got a base market for such, so that as I'm trading X amount of codes against the tether, I'm expecting that to go up, which will thus increase my hedge portfolio, which is, to me, I think, very important, even with diversification within, of course, the crypto portfolio. So yeah, this is everything you do is your own risk, own reward. But this is mainly a portfolio management video. So I'm just going to entitle it something amongst this nature. Again, I made it long. See, if I was to do something like this on a more professional level, this is what I'd be thinking. Damn it, I don't want to do 24 minutes. I want to do 42 minutes or 64 minutes. Heck, I did 57 and that was fun today. Don't expect many of those, especially because my computer was starting to act up near the end of that video. It was getting slow with the mouse. It's like, okay, I got to stop it now. Longest video I've done. But I'd basically, on a level, I would do 40, 50 minutes. Then I'd go over it and think, how can I put 50 minutes of this great content into 15, 16, 17? So in doing so, that would take like 2, 3, 4 hours. Screw that. That's the way I really feel with these videos. But it's so fun to do these. And the reason why is because it's just no incentive to do so. This is why I'm kind of glad, because it'd be pressure based, if you will. If some person comes up and says, yeah, I'm giving you this offer, I got this on the table, I want you to do this and this. I mean, that's good news and bad news, and it's good overall. And I would probably do it if it was all said and done good, because it's like, okay, now I got this good opportunity, and obviously now I got to make sure that the content is damn good. Here, I got no commitment to make sure it's good because it's just me doing for fun, and yeah. So now we're going over 25 minutes. So be it, I guess. That is basically, I think I would do better here, because what would happen is I would cover pretty much all of the shorts. So if I go to 1,000, that would be sucked that I don't have a hedge going down there. But I even thought about that. I don't like the chances it really does, other than maybe something like that. And so be it if that happens. And I cover all the shorts, if you call it, or just sell the tethers and such. Buy the altcoins. If the markets go up, whether it bottoms here or bottoms in here, wherever, the altcoins go up as well. I sell it into Bitcoin and all these other altcoins, get a few buy and sell swing trades along the way. And then I'm like, okay, so we get a back up here. Oh, my portfolio value here, even with the amount of silver and even things like the gas stations and stuff like that, grocery stores, as just ways of using it in those levels. I might be back to levels where I was back in here when I'm here, or even back to this top, who knows. That's the whole point of the type of trading that I'm doing. You're going to feel the hits on the way down. I can remember this from day one of trading, when I practically had one code to start. I really had three to begin with. First one was Bella. Bella is pretty much went extinct for the most part. I seen it pretty much go to like an ERC kind of deal, like below 1,000 Satoshi. I got in at 2,700. It went up to like 15, 16, 18,000 or something, which was magnificent. But early on, what would happen is it would have some wild moves. It would go from like, say, 2,400 to like, say, like 3,400 back down to 26. I'm like, holy crap, I've lost a decent amount seeing it go from the 26 level. But then I'd see it go to like, say, 3,000, 31. I'm like, man, I'm back to where I was at 34. And I knew then that the strategy worked. So that's what was awesome about that too. And then to see the more intermediate term volatility, seeing it go from 2,000 to 6,000 back to like, back to the 2,000 area again. That was magnificent, because getting the move higher really, really helped out. But in the early stages, it was that of Bella. And then I had some fun day trading GNT. And that's all I was really doing. It was so fun. But you know what? It was kind of tedious, but it was fun. And then I got into PivX. I had to do so off up. I was doing PoloEx at the time, so I found Bittrex via PivX. And then I just got in a whole bunch of others from that point on. But after PivX, I think was XBY, and I'm still doing that one. That's the interesting one about XBY, because where has all of these big four, if you will, the first four, GNT was only a day trade. It really, really was, because what I noticed about its bid-ask ratio is it was very easy to get multiple 2, 3, 4, 5, 6% moves, not only per day, but per like 60, 90, 100 minute time frame. It was fun, right? Put a buy order in, for example, at 2,400 Satoshi, and it would hit. Then I could put a sell order in for, say, 2,482, and it would hit like 7 minutes later. It was like, this is fun. And I kept doing that over and over again. So kind of tedious, but it was fun. Did the similar things with Bella, but I played it also more amongst Fibonacci levels and key, and just key decent points, just selling it at key levels. It was fun to do. PivX I played somewhat similar to X2 Bella. And then XBY I've traded so many different ways so well. And Bella today, again, this went extinct. GNT is just like whatever coin for me today, as is PivX, but I'm playing them both. XBY I've been playing so well that I haven't stopped playing it, mainly for that very reason. However, I'm curious, because I'm just, as I say that, I'm just thinking, well, what other coins have you played well that you're not doing? Smart Cash. I haven't looked at Smart Cash in a while. Last time I got out of it was 1,800 or 1,700. I can't remember. It was around the 1600. I've been trying to think about getting at 1,000, 12, 1300. So let's see where we stand for that one. I haven't seen this one in, I don't know, it's been maybe 2-3 weeks minimum now. So let's just take a look at this on CoinMarketCap and come on, show me 1200. Show me 1200. 1200. Okay. This could work out. This could work out. See, this is something that I've done so well at getting in and out of, and I've been out of this for quite some time. I mean, I got in and out of it literally for like hardly any gain at all last time. And then before that, I got out of it for a loss, and before that, major gains. Okay, let's just take a look at it. Was I right about the number? Maybe I was off on the number. Let's take a look at the 1 year. Oh, do I want to get back in this? Yeah, because if I haven't looked at it weeks, it would have been like 1,1800 in here. Where did I trade this last at? Okay. Yeah, it would have been around here. It's got a decent enough pattern, I guess. I know where I can get some Bitcoin to buy it. Easy enough, or without using my hardware wallet. I always try not to use those Bitcoins and Litecoins, but it's nice because I do got a little bit of extra buying power. Because where I would buy it at, the only place I can think I could buy this at is Coin Exchange. I got no funds there. So I'm just thinking of different places where, there's only one right now that I have. It's one of the XBY sites. So I could put enough for a small buy anyway. Oh, do I really want to get it? I like how this is curving over. Man, let's just take a look at this. Nice. But it hasn't held this. It's been a decent amount of time. Let's take a look at just even the last 7 days. This thing looks almost ready to go. Maybe I should have looked at this many days ago. I probably would have just suckered myself into buying at the 1100s probably. I mean, I got out of this big last at like 3,000-4,000. I mean, I'm way ahead of the game on this one. Okay. I'm tempted. I am really tempted on this. This looks beautiful. Okay, if you don't know what I'm seeing, you can see all these little peaks on the first 70% of this chart between the 115 and 120 number. And then it finally had its peak move on Canada Day, which would have been yesterday. And then it's supported. Look at how it's supporting in here. That's a sweet, sick, bullish pattern. And then just in here, it's now showing the similar, more short-term thing. We got 3-4 hits between roughly around 121. It got up past the 122 number. Now, question is short-term, and this is very short-term. How well can it handle the 120 handle? Okay, let's just take a look at the bid-ask now. I could buy it on Hit BTC too. I haven't traded there in a long time. I don't trade Crypto Bridge. I guess Coin Exchange is the next big volume spot. Okay. That pisses me off. Oh, wow. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's so hard to always have buy orders for everything that you like. What was its low? 500? I mean, what would I have gotten? I mean, sometimes it could have been worse. I could have had a 400 buy order. That would have been sicker. That really would have been sick. But this is the power of having buy orders in. I mean, if you had the 600, 500 range, 700, I mean, congratulations. Even if you bought 900. And I mean, I got one earlier today. I got one on Steam today. It was a very sick, lucky break on so many fronts. The one front is I forgot to cancel a buy order on Steam's /BTC. And then a flash move happened today and I got a sweet buy. So, I mean, it happens, but oh, wow. Not as sweet as this. Okay, my sweetest buy did come on this site. I'm going to go to it after this because I'm already here. Okay, 1209 to buy, 2700. Okay, I sold well more than 2700. The second last time. I think I would have probably had less than that before. That's a decent buy for me. I mean, that's some decent sized buy. I have a lot of holdings that are less than that, and I have a decent amount that are above that. And when I had smart, if I get into it seriously, it's going to be above that. But even at 1210, that's only it's 5%. So I could, there's 4100 available at 1210. How are the bid-ask, the market trades? I mean, buyers are in control of this market big time. I mean, 1802 to 120, 129. Now, this is what I got to do as a trader. If I'm going to do this, I got to make sure that I release this video at least by the time that I get my buy-in myself. I don't know what you're going to do, but I have to make sure I get my buy-in at like... I mean, it's going to take time. I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to transfer from... You know what? I can just sell some XBY too. I got so much of that. Yeah, I'm just... And it's... Yeah, let's just transfer XBY. What was... I seen it, but... yeah, I'm buying this. I'm buying this. Man, I wish I would have got in that. Okay. I think it was cannabis. It was either cannabis or pot. It was cannabis. This was my favorite trade many a months ago. I sold at 500. Not here. I bought here, and I bought it much cheaper than that. It was extremely cheap. This is my best ever fish for a play hit of all time. Where is it? Well, it's not on here. Maybe it was one of the other ones. It had to have been this one because I sold it at 5 and I thought, was it the pot coin? I didn't think I traded on this exchange. Maybe it was this. Oh, 943, so it makes sense. It might have been. It probably was this one. Right here. I bought pretty much at the bottom here. On this one here. So that was, and I sold it at 500. Was the price 500 fair at the time? No, it was 1,000. So what one was it? It was one of those hemp-based coins that was fair valued at 500, and I bought it for like 10x or better. It was somewhere around 10x. Oh, I don't know why I didn't find it. Anyway, yeah, everything you do is your own risk, own reward. Again, made this much longer than I doubly planned. So be it. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.